guys, welcome back to the Style and Beauty Doctor on YouTube. It is winter time. It is cold as you know what out there. So you're adding layers to stay warm. You're wearing your cute coats. You're putting on your hats, your gloves, your scarves, all of your super cute winter accessories. But girl, what are you doing with your skin? So many things out there in the winter that are trying to come for the moisture that's in your skin, and you want to be able to combat that. So if you were using some of the same products that you did last season, you might be doing a disservice to your skin, not only right now, but you could also be putting in some long-term effects that you may not even want on your skin. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to properly transition from the prior season into winter skincare, so stay tuned. Okay, quick note here just to clarify, because we have people from all over the world, and thank you very much for tuning in. The type of winter that I'm talking about is the type of weather you would experience in a place like the Northeast United States or similar. So there are a bunch of things that change in your skin as the temperatures drop. So one of the biggest things that happens into the skin, now everybody's skin is different, but these are like general things that happen. So the skin goes through a self-renewal process. When the winter time comes and the temperatures start to drop, that process tends to slow down. So like, you know, in the warmer months, that process may go like this, but then in the winter, it starts to slow down. So as that process slows down, what that looks like on your skin is you get an accumulation of dead skin cells. Your skin looks kind of dull, not as radiant as it usually does. And there are things that you can do to counteract that, which we'll talk about later in the video. Another thing that happens is it's super cold outside. So we're all bundled up. We might be wearing fabrics like wool, certain cottons, or, you know, fabrics that are very heavy and can be a little, you know, itchy and rough on the skin. So those things can be affecting our skin. The fact that you go outside and the temperatures are so cold, it kind of zaps the moisture out of the skin, and moisture in your skin are like peanut butter and jelly. They're like Will Smith and Jada, you know? Well, forget the analogies, but moisture is super important to your skin because moisture helps to keep the skin supple and taut and all the good things. So if you're using the same moisturizer that you use in the summertime, now think about it. In the summertime, it's hot, you're sweaty. If you have oily skin, your skin might be even oilier. Even if you have dry skin, you might see yourself getting a little oily in certain spots or all over, what have you. If you go and use that same moisturizer that you used in the summer, or maybe even the fall when it was milder, the winter weather is gonna be like, it's gonna zap all that moisture out of your skin. So you wanna make sure that you're using a really good moisturizer in the winter. And then it's like, we don't spend all our time outside in the winter. We might be like, you know, just running to, you know, get in our cars or to catch the bus or the train or what have you. And then most of the time we're spent indoors, and there may be some heat, and then that heat might be kind of dry and drying on our skin. So it's like all of these circumstances where things are just trying to suck all the moisture out of your skin. So that's why it's super important to switch your skincare products in the winter, because you might be using things that are counteractive to your skin. Okay guys, so since indoor heating can be quite drying, here's some tips on how to combat it. So I personally avoid trying to put the heat on, and I'll layer up or use an electric blanket instead. But if you must put the heat on, make sure you use a humidifier, which can add some moisture back to the air. Another thing, and this is great for year-round, sleep on a satin or silk pillowcase. That'll help smooth the skin. It won't snatch the moisture out of the skin like a cotton pillowcase might, and it's also great for your hair. Usually you'll know if your moisturizer is not the right moisturizer for the season because of how your skin feels when you go outside. So if you're using a moisturizer and your skin just feels like the moisture is literally being sucked out of it, or you feel kind of dry, or you come in and you see like dry patches, chances are either your moisturizer or something you're using in your routine is not hydrating enough. So you don't even have to go very far to look for a new moisturizer. If there's a brand that you love, more likely than not, they have a more hydrating version or a different version of the moisturizer that you can use. One great example, Murad, I use this oil control mattifier in the summer, and then they have this anti-aging moisturizer that's a little more hydrating that I use in like the spring or the fall, and sometimes in the winter depending on how mild it is. So when you're picking out a moisturizer, you definitely want to make sure that it's for your skin type and that it speaks to your current skincare needs. Now that might require a little bit of homework on your part, but it's okay, you'll get through it. If you want a little cheat sheet, I've reviewed some moisturizers on the blog, not all obviously because I only have one face, but you can check the blog for reviews. So one way to look for a moisturizer, and this is what I did years ago when I was looking for a moisturizer that I liked, I would kind of, you know, go on Sephora.com, Ulta.com, wherever you like to shop. I like Sephora because the products are out and you can touch them and sample them, and you can even ask for a sample that you can take home so you can try it out at home. So what I would do is I would go on like Sephora.com and sort by all the moisturizers that were for oily skin. Then I would kind of see which one had like the best reviews. So I'd sort it by that, and then I would kind of zero in on what would fit my budget. And then I would actually go into a Sephora store and get samples, try it out. When I was trying a moisturizer, if anything felt like it didn't sink into my skin, I knew that I wasn't going to wind up liking it because I have oily skin, and if there's something sitting on top of my skin, it would just be like a mess for me. So yeah, that's how I was able to figure out like some really great moisturizers. And you also want to read into ingredients if you want, because we all have different skincare needs. So if you want to brighten, if you want more hydration, if you want to fight acne or wrinkles and things like that, your moisturizer will speak to that as well. Something super important for you to know about moisturizers is even in the winter time, during the day, you need to put on an SPF moisturizer. So if your moisturizer doesn't have SPF in it, which is the case with one of my favorites, the Perricone Face Finishing Moisturizer, you get something like this. Paula's Choice has this smoothing primer serum. It has an SPF of 30. There's also the Murad Invisiblur. There's lots of different products where it's, you know, just the SPF, so you can kind of put that on over your moisturizer. But you definitely want to wear an SPF even in the winter, because just because you don't feel the warmth of the sun, those rays are still coming in. So put the sunscreen on. And at night, you want to make sure you're using a moisturizer that speaks to your skincare needs and your skincare type. But your nighttime moisturizer might be a little more hydrating or even more hydrating than your daytime moisturizer. While we're on the topic of moisturizers, make sure you're using an eye cream. Eye creams can only do but so much. You're not gonna get like some dramatic magic trick. You wanna see a dermatologist for that. But regardless, you want the moisture that eye creams provide, so make sure you use one. So typically, if you're using a gentle cleanser, you may not have to switch things up as the weather changes, because the cleanser might be gentle. But some of us might be using cleansers to aid in brightening or to fight acne, or they may have certain active ingredients in it. And some active ingredients, although it's getting washed off in your skin with the cleanser, you know, some of those active ingredients can dry out the skin slightly. Also, when it comes to your treatment products, now that's your peels, your acids, your exfoliants, you might want to limit how often you use those because some of them can be quite drying. One that comes to mind is benzoyl peroxide, which is drying in general anyway, especially for adult skin. It's great for teens to fight acne, but it can be drying in certain forms, in certain percentages for adults. So you may want to actually turn to the back of your product and read, maybe even, you know, just kind of like most brands are on social media. So if you have any questions about like, okay, is this a product that I should be using right now during this time of year? It's probably a good idea to maybe inquire. Of course, it's an excellent idea to see a skincare professional, a dermatologist. I have a video coming up soon that'll kind of help you first timers going to the dermatologist to, you know, kind of know what to expect. So make sure you check out, make sure you're subscribed so you can check that out. Okay, so when it comes to dull skin, and remember we were saying how the process tends to slow down as the weather cools. So to combat that, you need to make sure that you're exfoliating. Now you should be exfoliating year-round, but you might really need to be on it in the winter because, as I mentioned before, cell turnover starts to slow and your skin might look a little more dull in the winter. In addition, in some cases, you might want to also try a brightening treatment. Now here's some quick tips for your body in the winter. Now remember, you can also find out more by going to the blog at thestyleandbeautydoctor.com. For those of you who suffer with very dry skin or even eczema, you may want to decrease the amount of showers that you take, turn the temperature down. If the water is too hot, you can be drying out your skin. You also want to switch to thicker creams and body butters when it comes to moisturizing your body skin. And also, the best time to moisturize is after you get out of the shower and your skin is still a little damp. Apply your moisturizer. And as always, it's important to stay hydrated in the winter, so make sure you drink plenty of water. And in recent years, we know that winter weather is not always consistent, so sometimes you have to check the weather forecast to figure out what you're going to do with your skin. So that Friday, when it's like 43 degrees and following after that, I'll be switching to my fall/spring moisturizer. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you want to know more about skincare, make sure you check out the blog, thestyleandbeautydoctor.com. I'll leave some links with some skincare posts that I think you should read. And let's keep the convo going. Let me know, leave a comment. What skincare products are you using right now that it's winter? Or if you're someplace where it's warm, let us know your address so we can all come chill by you until winter's over. No, just kidding. Let me know some of your favorite moisturizers, cleansers. Say what type of skin you have because it could be helping somebody else in the comments. Make sure you keep the party going by following me on social. I'll leave the links in the description box and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.